Hello, welcome back to Goldborn. Last time we basically ran out of gold and blocks, so this time we're gonna have to go and do that all again. I'll attempt to engrave all this. I haven't done that recently. Should probably make up for all those engravings that I destroyed. Don't do this, don't, kids. It's bad for you. So now we need to find gold. Alright, I guess we're gonna find more gold. Oh god, that hurts my eyes. Alright, gold. Silver and gold. Oh, not silver. I need gold. Wrong time of year for that. No gold. No gold. My god, it is. There's some platinum up there. Like 2 blocks of platinum, but that's okay. Oh crap. Never mind. Can't access it anyway. Why is it not some more? May have to use silver if I can't find more gold. Alright, that was there. We have a lot of copper on this map. Copper and a lot of other things we don't need. Oh hey, gold! Perfect. It's only 30 Z levels down. Okay. Yeah, let's dig all this out then. So we're gonna dig all this out. It's gonna take a while, but that's okay. It's gonna give us a bunch of stones we don't want, but I guess that's also okay. Alright. Gold. I'm gonna need all the gold. This is probably not the best way to do this. I'm sure there's lots of people in the chat right now, or... Chat. I keep thinking of streaming again. I need to get back into that, honestly. I need to, like... I enjoyed streaming. The problem is it's just exhausting for me. Like, streaming is one of those things where, like, I feel physically exhausted after doing it. I know it's not a hard job for some people, but for me, being social... Like, the thing I like about doing YouTube as a hobby is that I can start it and do it on my own time, and I don't have to worry about things like schedules and people expecting me to be on a schedule, because I am bad at that. I am notoriously terrible at schedules and doing things like schedules, and just the worst. Just the worst at it, honestly. But, oh well, we'll figure it out. That's the goal. The goal is to figure it all out. What was I going on? What was I talking about? I keep having like mid-conversations with myself. Where was I? Oh yeah, so, like I like streaming, but on the other hand, streaming is just really hard for me, because I'm not very good at, like, getting up and just doing it. Like, I tend to record YouTube in batches of, like, 2 hours here, 3 hours there, and I tend to do it, like, multiple times through a day, which is not how most people do it. Like, most people I know who do stuff like this tend to, they tend to record in, like 6-hour blocks. Like, they sit down and they're like, alright, we're gonna record 6 hours today, and then they do it. I'm not very good at that, like, at all. In fact, one of my projects that still has not been uploaded at the time of me recording this, it's on the back burner because I keep getting distracted with other shit that I keep needing to do. Maybe I'll record some of that today, actually. That might be worth doing. But, I don't know, like, I like streaming, but streaming is very exhausting for me. And I have a tendency when I get into streaming, few times I've done it, like, I record for too long. So, like, my voice usually gives out, like, after 2 or 3 hours of talking, can, like, consist, like, continuously. And then, like, my biggest problem turns into, that my voice, like, I won't say it just gives out and it doesn't recover quickly. So, like, you can usually tell, like, I think, like, the videos that I do for here, the ones that I've recorded, Like the ones that I record towards the beginning and the ones that are recorded towards the end. Other than the music, which I occasionally restart. But you can tell because my voice gives out easier towards the end of my recording sessions, and that's usually a key for me to stop recording for a bit and go do other things. But that's me for today. That's just kind of how I have to deal with it. So streaming's not all that easy for. I wish it was, because I do enjoy it, and it's certainly more lucrative, I will say that. For those who are successful at it, let's put it that way, if you're successful at streaming, it's better for you. But most people aren't. Most people can't make a living doing that. It takes a very long time, for a very good reason. So, that's probably not enough gold. It's probably not enough gold. So let's dig out even more. Not a good idea. I mean, admittedly, it's going to take a huge amount of stone, and they're going to take a huge amount of stone, which isn't really good, but I wish there was more platinum on this. If I had enough platinum on the map to make everything out of platinum, I definitely would. But I don't. I don't have nearly enough platinum for that. I have gold though, so we're going to use that. We're going to use all the gold. Probably not. Pretty sure since the Spanish Empire ended, you got all the gold, and then their currency became too inflated and no one could afford it, and everyone, went bankrupt. That's why we don't use the gold standard anymore, kids, because the gold standard had a habit of inflating, and then normal people couldn't buy anything with it. And if people don't have currency, then they can't buy shit. And that's your lessons in capitalism. Why the gold standard's a problem. Because you don't want your currency to be so expensive that no one can afford to have it. See the American Revolution. Yeah, funny story about that era, I don't know, I've always found interesting, is that part of the reason the American Revolution happened in the first place is because the taxes that they wanted levied weren't allowed to be levied in paper money. Which most of the stuff in the colonies was made out of paper money. Because if you figured out there wasn't a whole lot of gold in Georgia. So one of the problems is that all the gold and silver in the colonies was basically like smuggled in from the Spanish. And as soon as mercantilism got enforced, you didn't have any more gold and silver, and if you can't pay your taxes in gold and silver, then the government, aka the British at the time, would foreclose on you. And that was a problem, because that meant everyone was losing their homes during a depression. Which is usually a bad thing. You usually don't want to do that. It usually means people get very angry, and yeah. So that's the story about why paying your taxes in gold and silver didn't work. Admittedly, there was a very good reason why they wanted to pay in gold and silver. It's because the 7 Years' War created a situation where Americans just kind of kept printing paper money, which, for those of you who are knowledgeable about current events in the world, some countries like Zimbabwe do that, where they just keep printing money forever. And basically we devalued our own currency to the point where it was worthless. We created a situation where we were the Weimar Republic for a little while, where basically American colonists' paper money was completely utterly useless. Like, it wasn't worth the paper it was printed on. Whoops. And we used that because we didn't have anything else to pay soldiers with, and we're trying to fight the French and Native Americans, for 9 years. So it was 9 years in America. They call it the 7 Years' War in Europe, but over here we fought it for 9, because that's just what you do. Oh god, there's more gold over here. Is there more gold down here? There isn't. Yeah, that's what happens when you fight a revolution for that long. It's not even that wasn't even a revolution technically. It was just a normal war that broke out. So, of course, it broke out because George Washington shot a Frenchman and then shot a French diplomat. That's probably enough gold, right? Yeah, it's probably enough. Yeah, I think George Washington was starting the French and Indian War, because George Washington thought it'd be a grand old idea to shoot a French diplomat while he was wandering around in the wilderness. Let's see. And then immediately, and that actually wasn't necessarily the biggest problem, because he was marching around in territory that wasn't even British to begin with. He then tried to cover up the whole thing by going over to the French fort and then signing a document to make a peace agreement. There's only one tiny problem: George Washington didn't speak French. So, and the dude who was making the document was the brother of the guy that George Washington shot. Oops. And so basically he sent a French document back to the British Parliament, essentially saying, hey, the Great Britain takes all responsibility for this act of war, and in order to smooth everything over, Great Britain has agreed to basically cede all the territory and everything. And obviously that did not fly, and war occurred because of that. So you can thank old George Washington for starting the French and Indian War, and as a result, started the ball moving on what would then become the American Revolution. The more you learn every day, the more you know. Is all gold? Yes. So we're just gonna put all these out. Because we know where they're gonna be. Maybe oh no, we do have tables, never mind. All the tables are gold. Okay. We're good. We're good. Need to build a few more blocks, but we're good. I haven't built any blocks yet because I was doing other things, talking about the American Revolution. Fun times to talk about the American Revolution, right? Ironically, most people don't. Honestly, we don't talk about, like, the French and Indian War much in America. Before America, like, got founded, usually it's a blurb. It's a very important conflict, all things considered, at least for understanding everything comes after it, but some of those conflicts that we don't really study in American history very much. But then again, American history classes don't really study anything. Like, they don't really teach you very much until you get to college. And you actually can learn, like, how things work and why things happened and all the problems that resulted from, you know, hundreds and hundreds of years of mismanagement on various parties. One of those funny things, which, I don't know, I took a number of classes on it. So, like, one year I took a class on revolutions, particularly all of the revolutions in the Western Hemisphere. And what you learn very quickly is that most of them get horribly sidetracked and go completely, basically go the way of the French Revolution. Like, the American Revolution is like the only revolution that goes well. All the other ones go horribly wrong. Like, the one in Haiti goes wrong, the one in France goes wrong, the ones in South America all go wrong. How does it go? Yeah, it's like... I'm like, where the fuck is this guy's name? There it is. Right? Yes. Like, everything goes wrong in terms of revolutions. They all either end up in horrible bloodshed, and all of them, except with the American Revolution, ends up in dictatorship. So that's fun. Yeah, the American Revolution is special, and that's the only one that doesn't end up horribly or going horribly awry. Okay, good. We're done. Now we can go to other things. I can stop thinking about that. Okay. No, we still need to cut things, don't we? Oh god. Well, we shouldn't be doing this right now, because there's, like, no reason to do it. There's, like, no reason to cut that right now, but we're gonna do it anyway. Here, smelt the gold and tetrahedrite. Well, there's not that much tetrahedrite, so we'll start smelting that now, I guess. Clutter everything up further. Why has no one hauled this stuff to the dump? Oh, that's forbidden for some reason. Why are these all forbidden? I don't know. Anyway, how are we doing on blocks? Okay, we just started making blocks. So we'll end up with like 200 blocks at the end, so... What is this, and why is it here? Okay. Whatever. We're probably okay. Okay. Just realized something. We didn't have you guys. We didn't have you doing things. There's work for you to do. Yeah, we have more bins now. That's probably good. Okay, I really hope I don't fuck this up. That's like my only thing. I don't have to undo it again. Shouldn't. So all I gotta do is follow the frickin' line, but... Oh wait, no, I fucked up. I don't know how many fucked up, but I got distracted. Okay, that's the limit right there. Also, apparently we need doors. Okay. Alright, well, we're gonna get on that, I suppose. Oh good, we're defacing more masterpieces. Oh good, more defacement. That's just what we need. Let's see if anyone goes into shock from that. Hopefully not. I'm guessing nobody's going to, but... you never know. My dwarves are pretty emotionally unstable. They shouldn't be, but they are. Oh well. So we're gonna hope that... Why do we have enough doors? God damn it. Yeah, well. I should actually start smelting more. Well, that's probably just gonna lead to more, Damn, we have so many gems again. Oh god. Oh crap. Oh god, we have so many gems again. Oh, I haven't even finished digging them out yet. I need you guys to cut, pretty sure diorite's not a metal, I think. Let's probably fine. Need more people to melt stuff. Need more people to melt gold. There's so much gold to melt. You know, they're carrying it up the steps. Yeah, well. It's probably fine. It's probably fine. Alright. Okay, everything should be good. I'm gonna cut this episode here, and then next time we'll probably continue on. Hopefully get more of the stuff done. Almost done making blocks, so I should probably finish up all of this, and then... Oh, look, the military just got back. It work? Alright, USP Slavery Hounds defeated the glorious band of the Kingdom's Blossoming, took over Evansville. New government is called the Barricade of Rewarding. The human Buck's Moonfills was hacked to pieces. Oh, good. You demanded their surrender, they surrendered. And you hacked them to pieces. He made you a, he made you a sweater of tears. And you killed him. Oh, good. Okay, so... I think... we seem to be making progress. Seem to be making much progress. We'll figure out the military next time, I think. So we'll do that next... Right? Yeah, we'll do that next time. So yeah. See y'all later.